right, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? 'Cause we're going to set this place on fire, and by fire, I mean we're going to have some awesome StarCraft games for you folks to watch. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Molchuk. With me here is Kaldor, and welcome to the GSL Team League. Today we're going to have TSL versus IM. And Kaldor, how are you doing today?
I'm actually doing really good today. I'm excited about today's matches. Yesterday we already had a clan war that I expected to go a little bit longer, but Bomber apparently had a really tight schedule.
Yeah.
He wanted to go home, so we had an all kill.
That's right, man.
And I think with the starting players today, we won't see an all kill.
No, we do not have anyone, any of those heavy hitters. It's not like MVP starting that we could expect another one. We're going to start off with some lesser-known players. We'll talk about that in a little bit first. But first, I got to ask you something very important. How did your Korean test go?
It is not until Monday.
Oh, I thought it was this Monday.
No.
This last Monday.
I actually thought so too. I went there and then suddenly they, no, you're 1 week too early.
Oh,
but they sent me back home. But I had to go there anyways because there had been a problem with the money transaction. The bank accountant actually forgot a 0.
So who would know 1 digit would make such a big difference in bank account
ridiculous,
numbers?
Isn't it? Yeah, so I had to come back anyways. But yeah, my Korean test is on Monday.
All right, well, let us know how it goes.
I will.
But first of all, here's a look at our teams. TSL having a 7-4 record. TSL, they're an interesting team. They've never had a lot of really big star players on their team. Well, they've had some stars on their team, but they never seem like a powerhouse team, but they still usually perform really well in the team league. Incredible Miracle is kind of the opposite, where they have a lot of heavy-hitting names on their team, and they don't perform quite as well as you would expect them to sometimes. So both having winning records in the team leagues, but not quite, the tip-top teams. Well, Incredible Miracle's done really well in the past, I should say. So they did they win this, the second season of Team League, I think? Or the first one or something like that? I'll look it up later. Anyway, they've done well in the past, but the last couple seasons they haven't been doing too well. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who can come out on top. TSL's team has changed a lot recently.
They lost a lot of players.
Yeah, they've been losing a lot of players. They've been gaining players. Pulp's now on the team. I mean, obviously that's not too new of news, but they've changed since the beginning. And here they are. The team's marching in. Looking very excited. Actually looks a little bored, don't they? But it'll heat up here very soon, ladies and gentlemen. There's the coaches. Coach Gerard, Coach Lee meeting in the middle. And look at that. Everyone thinks IM is going to win today. If I had to put down... Well, I wouldn't put money on these games, but if I had to say which one I thought was going to win, I would probably say Incredible Miracle has the better chances, but TSL, you just never know what to expect from them,
I have to say that the favorite team today is definitely going to be Incredible Miracle.
Yep.
They just have so many big names in their roster, and they have pretty good chances of winning today's clan war. But we already had a couple of surprising performances. We had OGS, for example, against ZeNEX.
Yeah.
Very close match. I would never have expected Extreme to take down 4 players in a row. So we might see something like this happen today. Our first players today, we have a Zerg versus Terran. We have Shine for TSL, and he is facing Yoda.
Yes, indeed. But here's our lineup for TSL. First of all, Pulp stretching his neck out there, getting ready to own some noobs. Along with him is Shine, a relatively new player. Very strong Zerg from what I hear. TSL Symbol.
He won one of the Korean qualifiers for the Iron Squid tournament.
Revival's very good Zerg as well. My Way, formerly known as Hyun, Brood War professional player. There is
the newcomer, Ragnarok. Everybody predicts that he has a really bright future ahead of him, but he still has to prove himself.
Cyrano and now Dream as well. Lots of Zergs on that team, actually. And
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I kind of was talking about. We're going through there. We know Pult, obviously.
Look at the race distribution.
Yeah, oh wow, yeah, tons of Zergs there. And we know Pult, of course. We know a little bit about Revival. We've seen him in the past. But most of the rest of the team are relative newcomers, players that we haven't seen a lot out of yet. So really curious to see what they can bring to the table. And yeah, you can't really underestimate those, like we just saw the other day. Next Stream, who has the greatest name ever, managed to come out and beat a lot of folks in the Team League the other day, and he was a relative no-name, so you can never really underestimate those newcomers. Here's the IM team.
Awesome haircut.
Oh yeah. BB. And there's our first player for IM today, Yoda. First player he is.
Followed by none other than ST.
Junwei.
Another Zerg.
And IM True looking very confident. Lucira.
Checking his hair.
Who is that? I've never seen that guy before.
I have no idea.
I think he's won a few GSLs, but I'm not
Probably
sure.
one of the newcomers.
And this guy is also really good. Another one of the top underrated Terrans, I think. I am happy. And there's IM Seed. We haven't seen a lot of him in a while, but he does well in the team lead, as does Yonghua sometimes.
I love those player introduction videos. I really like them.
Those are really cool. GSL's just always getting better and better, and there they are. Rather more even distribution of races on that team.
And that's always an advantage if you play in a team league, because you can't just counter your opponent's race with the map choice. So let's see how Incredible Miracle is doing today against the TSL. The two first players of the day are getting ready. They are already in the lobby. The first map today is going to be Belcher Beach.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, this is going to be really exciting. I was talking to Major, 6Jack's Major. He's here in the studio today. He's living at the GOM house now. He actually lived at the TSL house for a little while, so I was asking him about Shine, because we don't know anything about him. We haven't seen him in any tournaments yet. And he said he's actually really good, and he has the sickest creep spread of anyone. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Shine can actually bring out today against Yoda, who, you know, we've seen Yoda before, but he's only had middling success, you know. In August, he got to the up and down matches, but then he went back down to Code A and got eliminated by Sage. So, you know, we haven't seen a lot out of him lately.
Yeah, we have a couple of... well, we have a nice audience today here, actually. Gaimo didn't even start yet, and it's kind of funny because I have to babysit Major a little bit. he was afraid that he would get lost on the way back, so yeah. We just walk in there together a little bit.
It's a very treacherous 10-minute walk from here to the GOM
Exactly,
house.
you have to turn twice.
You have to turn, yeah, twice at the most, but
you could do it
go
in one
straight down
turn.
and then do one turn.
Yeah, you could do it in one turn, I guess, but I think the easier way is if you turn twice, so you're perfectly right about it. Yeah, well, but I think Major hasn't been to the studio yet. So
oh, really? It's the first time here?
Either the first or the second time.
Alrighty, there you go. And there's Yoda that we were talking about before. Apparently, if they put him out last, he wins 100% of the time. But they're putting him out first, so he's destined to lose according to these statistics. Of course, he hasn't played a ton in the team league. But yeah, he's going to have his work a little bit cut out for him as well. We haven't seen him in Code A in a while. He's never been able to get to Code S, so he hasn't shown himself to be one of those top-level players. But
I'm actually looking forward to Shine. I mentioned it earlier to you when we talked a little bit about him, because the thing is that I was able, well, not the last, but the Code A qualifier before that, I was standing behind him and watched some of his games, and that kid is fast. His APM is like sick. No, Shine.
oh, Shine. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what he can bring out here, because Yoda's kind of like a good, you know, middle ground. You know, if you're trying to figure out what the number is between 1 and 10, and you get to know if it's higher or lower, you guess 5, so you can eliminate either below 5 or above 5,
I'm
right?
really curious about where you're getting with this.
No. Point being, Yoda's like a 5, so we get to see if Shine is between 5 and 10, or if he's between 1 and 5, you know? But based on how well he does against Yoda. Yoda's kind of a middling player, not the best, but not the worst, who we can kind of gauge this newcomer Shine and how well he can do.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption. Let's see how he's doing today. You're perfectly right. So Yoda is a little bit of a wild card right now, as is Shine, the two first players in this clan war. But ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start Incredible Miracle against TSL. Here we go. Sometimes I hate Legend.
He's too awesome.
At the top left of the map, ladies and gentlemen, starting for TSL, a Zerg player in the red color is...
TSL, Shine!
A lot of Zerg players in the roster of TSL. There we have Shine, and he is facing on the first map of today's Clan War on Belcher Beach. He is facing a Terran player. The bottom right, Incredible Miracle, is starting the day off with...
I am Yoda!
And the reason why I just mentioned that sometimes I kind of hate Legend is because we usually try to follow the Legend's, well, camera view a little bit, because he's the one who's doing the observing for the international stream, so that we have an idea what he's showing to our viewers so that we can, well, commentate accordingly. And in the early game, sometimes when he knows he's not on screen, he's just going wild with the mouse, and it looks like someone is just having an epileptic fit. So yeah, he was trolling us just a tiny little bit. Hide! Fast!
By the way, just a quick note here for anyone who happens to have followed Brood War in the past. The Shine that we are watching today is not, in fact, the Shine from Brood War.
And Shine will be in for some action, because we have the double barracks opening by his opponent. Double barracks opening by Yoda. Shine so far hasn't scouted it yet. The drone is just checking, and that's one of the problems that you have on Belcher Beach especially. You can't get into the main base, you only need 2 buildings in order to wall off, so that drone is a little bit helpless. Yeah. The second barracks will not be spotted in time. What some Zerg players do, they use the drone in order to scout the low ground, so we might see him do that, but if not, then he does not have any idea what's happening in Yoda's main base.
Yeah, you can see on the minimap he actually ran his drone around the natural to see if there's a Macarax, and now he's actually going to head over this direction. He's probably going to float that barracks down to the low ground, but he needs to wait until he kills the drone. Oh, he drives it away outside of vision range, barely. Nicely done there by Yoda, and now he's going to have 2 barracks. One on the low ground is going to rally Marines very quickly to the front of Shine's base.
Shine needs to be a little bit careful now, obviously. Usually he should not have a problem defending against it, he just needs to pull enough drones, but at the same time there are already 2 SCVs, and more SCVs are being pulled by Yoda now. He wants to be really aggressive about it, and what is Shine doing? He's building this first 6 Zerglings. Queens are being built right now as well. Question is, will it be in time? There's a Spine Crawler already. 2 Marines, 3 Marines.
Oh, he's trying to engage the Marines, but there's too many there.
The Zerglings will pop out in a second, though.
Oh, he needs to save that Spine Crawler. And he does protect it for the moment. He's got those 2 SCVs. 1 bunker does go up, though, and he's actually going to run Lynx by. Very nice move.
Trying to catch the reinforcements.
Exactly.
He's doing a good job, but at the same time we have Yoda reacting. He's pulling off all his Marines and now saving the 2 that were just now trying to get into the bunker. The reinforcements are being picked off, but no, Yoda is doing a really good job killing most of the Zerglings already. The Spine Crawler is done. A lot of Zerglings need to be produced by Shine. Wow, and Yoda is focusing us in economy right now. 21 harvests against 15, and Shine is still in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's still in a lot of trouble, but I feel like he's going to be okay here. He's going to start targeting down that first bunker. For some reason, he's repairing it. I guess he just wants to keep it there, but it's a little bit of a mistake. Okay, now there's more Marines in there. There's 2 bunkers there, so it's going to be hard for him to take out both of them. There are only a few SCVs there. He needs to think about when he's going to charge in. Speed is just starting for the Zerglings, but he's basically waiting until the hatchery gets a little bit lower. He needs to go very soon, though. Here he finally goes in. He's going to go for the SCVs. No, he's going for the bunker. He needs to target the SCVs, repairing it. And, wow, he doesn't get the SCVs. Now he's going for them. Is he going to get the second bunker? No, he is not, and that hatchery is probably going to fall. He's going to have one last chance.
It's not only about the hatchery. He's building so many Zerglings now. We already have his opponent up to 21 against 16 harvesters at the same time. Yoda has an expansion. He's building the command center, so he will have an expansion in just a few seconds, and Shine's head is going to die. Oh, this is horrible. That should not have happened. He should have pulled a lot more drones in order to defend against his opponent's early push.
Yeah, he kind of underestimated that, possibly because he didn't see that second barracks and didn't pull as much as he needed to kill those SCVs very fast. There was only 2 SCVs in the beginning, so he could have, and they were both building bunkers, so he could have picked those off and not had to worry about those bunkers, but they did complete instead.
He thought that his Zerglings would pop out in time in order to do enough damage to the reinforcements that he could hold off the push.
Speed is about to complete.
Without a problem.
Back off until Speed finishes.
But, well, that was definitely...
Oh, he lets him in!
Oh, Oh, that
The bunker is
should
not
have
complete in the main. It's going to complete in a second, though. Will he be able to get Marines in there?
That might have been what he needed. He just killed 7 SCVs. The SCV count is now 22 against 20 drones. Wow, that might have been enough to get back into this game. He's still behind, though, trying to rebuild his expansion.
Yeah, they're about even in the harvester count now, and Shine does have his expansion up. He's actually getting, well, I mean, he's getting it back up, but it's almost finished. So he's going to be okay. He's droning back up again right now as well.
He still lost way too much in with this early strategy.
Yeah, no, he's still behind. Still behind, definitely.
Yeah, and by a lot, because the problem is not only that he is... Well, now he's back on the same drone count as his opponent, but he lost all that mining time. He has not teched yet. He doesn't have a single tech structure, while Yoda is already getting his starport up, getting stim as well. And even with the third base, I feel like Shine is in a lot of trouble now. He needs a miracle in order to come back into this game. If Yoda is doing a good job, he should be able to put more and more pressure onto TSL Shine. That start was definitely not going in favor of the Zerg player from TSL.
No, not at all. So, this first big test of our player Shine on the stage, and he's not doing too well against this early rush thus far. Underestimating it a little bit, but yeah, he's gonna have to fight to get his way back into this game now. He is getting a third base up, and you know that's dangerous, but it's kind of what you have to do at this stage to try and get back, you know? Try and get back into things, you have to do something risky.
Yeah, he definitely has to take a risk. He's building a roach ball in order to repel the Hellions. He might even have just considered in order to go for some kind of all-in. He's taking to lair now, but he was just way behind. He scouted his opponent's main base, he saw the second orbital already, so everything was happening, the factory. So he has a very good read on what Yoda is doing, but at the same time there are even harvester counts and only 33 drones for Zerg is not really all that good, because obviously Yoda has 2 mules as well. It's now getting medivacs already and combat shield, while Shine is just now trying to get his lair. He's way behind, especially in tech.
Yes, indeed, and he's sending an Overlord in to scout what's going on. He's actually going to see there's a lot of barracks, so he's going to know that he doesn't really need a ton of roaches, and that's going to be a good thing for him to know. There is a decent force of Marines and Hellions pressing down on his natural, though. This is going to be hard for him to hold off. He only has a few roaches and a spine crawl. This may just end him, actually. Without any banelings, the baneling nest has just begun. I don't think he can stop this.
The medivacs just arrived. Without the medivacs, it would have been possible for him to stop it, but now all the Marines get healed. He's overstimming a little bit, so Shine might have a chance of to clear this up, but so many units have already died. The Queen is dead as well, which should pose a huge problem in regards to lava. The mana mules are being called down, drones are pulled, and, well, Yoda is now retreating. He knows.
Now the mules are like, wait, what are we doing here? We're supposed to be called down on minerals, not on Zerglings. But yeah, Yoda's not done yet. He's pushing in for another go. He's going to try and take out this third base at the top, and there's no way that Shine can protect that.
Yoda's doing a really good job at applying pressure to his opponent. He's now trying to put pressure onto the third just with a small army. He can lift the Marines anytime. He has enough medivacs for that. He's losing most of the Marines though, but he doesn't really care all that much. He already has a couple of reinforcements, Marines, Marauder, medivacs, and he's just adding SCVs the entire time. He already has 50 harvesters against 35. And this puts him so far ahead in economy.
I may have spoken too soon though. He may be able to hold this off. He does have a few banelings. And if he can get some baneling hits here, it might change things. Trying to chase those Marines. One goes off, the rest are forced to lift. And he actually saves the hatchery for now.
He can't saturate the minerals, that's his biggest problem, and he can't really tech. He has the finished lair, but the only thing that he's researching now is speed for roaches, overlords, and banelings. And, well, Yoda is just applying more pressure. So he can just build up his economy at the same time, build enough units to keep pressure on the Zerg, and just try to make sure that Shine is not building any more drones. Nice baneling.
Sick baneling hit, yeah. And he keeps having to lift up the remainder of his forces and get out of here, but he's not getting that hatchery. He's getting some damage on it, but he's not actually killing it.
But he's going for siege tanks now. The siege tank tech is halfway done. He's adding tanks. And even though Shine is adding an infestation pit, he is still fighting an uphill battle. He's trying to cling to this game. He's still about 30 supply behind. And well, I would love to see Yoda just trying to drop into his opponent's main base while putting pressure onto the third. That would be definitely something that would put Shine in front of a huge problem, because I don't think that he has the numbers to defend 2 bases at the same time. Yep. And we already have a drop coming in at the bottom left.
Yeah, at the bottom left and the top right, actually. He's going to try and drop 2 locations at once. I think Shine sees the one at the right, but I don't think he knows this is coming into his main. He doesn't have any overlords in that area, which is actually a big mistake. He should have his overlords over in that empty space, so you can see that coming in a little bit earlier. The drop comes out. There are some Zerglings there, actually, so even if he didn't spot it, he was prepared for
it. Losing Banelings, not killing a single Marauder. There's probably a scan coming in very soon in order to kill the creep tumors. We have the first pathogen lands halfway done, and we have the first infestors now being built. Yeah, but the advantage of Yoda, he is now getting sieged up. He's building a third base, and he's dropping everywhere. He's trying to attack the main base at the same time, putting pressure onto the third. Exactly what we've been talking about. The queen dies, gets off a last inject. That will be all that he's doing right now, but at the same time, with all the force in the main base, he will lose his third, and that's something that he just can't afford. Ghost Academy now for Yoda. He's just making sure that he's getting farther ahead in this game.
He's got a fungal on that infestor. Is he going to fungal? Nice fungal. Are the Zerglings going to clean up? Yes. Does a nice little cleanup there. Yes, he lost his third. I just got to hand it to him. I mean, you're completely right. Yoda is 100% ahead in this game, but I got to hand it to Shine. He's fighting back really well. He's actually putting up a really good fight in this game.
Oh, definitely. The kid has definitely some fight in him. And, well, he's putting up a nice effort, but in the end, I don't think it will amount to anything. Wow, a little bit of a miss, Michael, there with his units, especially with the tanks not doing anything. Wow, nice bundle at that. Still, the numbers are in favor of Yoda, and with the third base in position, he will probably upgrade it to a planetary fortress in order to secure his third.
What's that Queen doing? Oh, Queen came all the way out there to die. He's getting chased back all the way into his natural area, back onto that creep. And this is not looking good at all for Shine. He does have those infestors out. He's producing more and more. Oh, beautiful
fungal, but it's not enough. Look at the amount of medivacs that we have now. 8 medivacs with a small army. Every Marine basically has his personal medivac. The Bailey's with some nice connects. He's taking down a lot of Marines, but still Shine is dropping in supply. He's down to 65 now against 118. Trying to establish his third once again. Another fungal hits the medivacs, but once again, it is not enough. He's still sticking to the game, but look at all those production buildings in the main base of Yoda. He's dropping again to the left side of the map. Wow. So much pressure now.
This is intense. Yoda is everywhere, constantly putting on more and more pressure on Shine. He's barely holding everything off over and over again with the sheer force of his Zerglings. Just keeping producing infestors, trying to rebuild that third up there and the top right. But here we go. A lot of Banelings are morphing. Are they going to morph in time? No, they are not. Oh, and here come the Marines. GG coming from Shine as the Manor Mules drop, and Yoda takes game #1 for Team Incredible Miracle.
Yoda with the first win for his team in this opening match. And Shine, it was a little bit too much for him. I'm actually waiting for your pun. No Yoda joke, no Shine joke. Like, well, you certainly didn't shine in this game.
Well, I got you to do my puns for me now. You're right. I should have made a Shine joke.
Yeah, you should have made a Shine joke.
That was a good one. I should have made. I apologize. Well, I am sorry about that.
Oh, well, don't worry. I am ready for the next one.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, puns aside, no pun intended, but that really was his time to shine. And Shine, unfortunately, was not able to win that game there. He just got too far behind at the beginning of the game. And it's too bad because he actually showed some really good skills there. if things had been more even at the start, I really would have wonder what would have happened
He just
in the late game.
completely underestimated this push by his opponent. So Yoda found himself in a position where he could actually take down the hatchery, and that was a little bit surprising because if he would have just pulled enough drones, he could have defended against it. The key, if you are defending against such a push, is that you have at least 1 or 2 drones attacking the SCVs that are building the bunker. You just go for a shift right click, and then you can kill the SCVs while the rest of your units are trying to occupy the Marines so that they can't sneak into the bunker. I think he just thought he would have the Zerglings out in time to deal with the Marines, but they were a little bit too late, so I really like that he tried to catch the reinforcement, but Yoda reacted perfectly. He just moved all of his Marines out of the bunker, walked down in order to save the Marines, the rest of them, the 2 that were trying to get into the second bunker, and then he suddenly had 5 Marines within 2 bunkers in front of Shine's base, and that was just too much for the Zerg player to handle.
Yeah, and he had that spine crawler there, but the SCVs were still alive. There's 3 SCVs just repairing everything, and he never took those out, and he didn't take them out until later on. So the spine crawler didn't actually do anything for a long while. So anyway, who is TSL going to send out next? We're going to find out here pretty soon, and that is Revival, another Zerg player coming out against Yoda.
Well, no surprise there. We already seen they have a huge amount of Zergs.
Yeah.
They only have 1 Terran player, which is Polt, and Polt will be one of the last players. He's just playing so many games lately,
Polt's
and he's in
cleanup.
such a good shape. So Polt will definitely be one of the later players today. He will be chosen to just take down one of the big names.
Yeah, definitely. Polt is, one of the only players that I think we've seen capable of taking on the top players on Incredible Miracle. I mean, Polt's got a championship, man. Super tournament winner right there. So, but we're going to see Revival, though, another Zerg player. And we were discussing earlier about how Yoda is not the best against Zerg, so it's not a poor choice to send out another Zerg here. He is Code B, but I remember Revival. I'm actually kind of a fan of his, even though he hasn't been doing too well, just because I remember when he was first in Code A, his first game was actually versus a Terran, his first match, and he had this crazy strategy that kept doing these roach drops, these mass roach drops against Terran, and it was something we hadn't really seen before.
Antigua? I remember an Antigua game where, I don't know if it was Revival, but I remember one game specifically, which was a while ago.
This was before Antigua. This was, what's that blue 3-player map with the watchtower in the middle that explodes? Anyway, we'll think about that for about 5 minutes. I'm sure you guys will tweet me the name of it. I'll tell you later. But we're going to have a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have an awesome TVZ coming up in just a few.